Y'all thought Jackie was gonna become the new mascot, didn't you? Hey guys, it's Artifact. And first off, thank you for the Tower Fantasy support. That project was a success, actually. I gained subscribers, and one of the videos hit 600 views. Granted, it was the one where I'm like, the algorithm can kiss my ass on playing Tower Fantasy. But that being said, views are views. And I found the past week successful. So thank you for being there, thank you for liking the videos. But let's get on to this video. This one is gonna be another Artifact hot take. And I've purposely done this one after a break, so the algorithm can vary it, because, yeah, this one's gonna be hot. But basically, I'm gonna talk about the leveling process, and whether or not it might be a bit too much for some people. Let's talk about it. As of right now, the leveling process is going to take about 2 months. And that's with playing 4 hours. And my big concern here is burnout. Even when I was playing Final Fantasy really hard, I didn't go through the entire leveling process in a day. It took me about 6 months. And that was with taking breaks and just taking my time with the game. A Realm Reborn took me a while because A Realm Reborn was the most boringest thing I've ever done. I cruised through Heaven's Ward because I absolutely loved that story. And, you know, so on and so forth. I want to get this out of the way. I'm going to say this, and I want you to know that this is a me problem, not to the fault of the devs. We'll talk about that later. But for me personally, I have pretty bad ADHD and some other problems. To the point where I couldn't even finish college, guys. It was pretty bad. I pick up games all the time. DNF Duel, Tower Fantasy, Dragon Ball Fighters. I'm always picking up new games, and I drop them within a week. Because I just have those I'm over it things. And I'll tell you right now, the only 3 games I've ever stuck with in my life were Halo, because I grew up with it, Final Fantasy, because I absolutely love Final Fantasy, and Destiny. And Destiny's kind of lucky because that's where my friends are. If my friends didn't play Destiny, I would have dropped it years ago. So that's the me problem. But I'm kind of concerned for Ash's leveling process because I think it might be a bit too much. I understand that Steven and Intrepid are going for an old school feel. There's a part of me that feels like games have evolved to match the decreasing patience of modern day gamers. And my big concern is that a lot of the player base will get burned out of Ashes before they even get to the best stuff. I know there are a lot of people like me that pick up games, get bored very quickly, and I just think maybe they're going too hard on the leveling. I will also admit that people will plow through the leveling, right? I can just see the big streamers just plowing through it within a week. But for me personally, it's gonna take a while to get there. It feels like Ashes is going to be a full-time job. If you're playing Ashes, you probably won't be playing anything else. Whether that's willingly or unwillingly, and that you just trudge through it. The questing has to be really, really good. I was playing World of Warcraft, getting ready for Alpha Dragon, or whatever it's called, Dragonflight, and I got stuck on a quest, and I'm like, you know what? I don't think it's worth it. And so I just uninstalled World of Warcraft for more space on the computer. If you're gonna have a grueling leveling process that takes 2 months to level up to, that questing better be a lot of fun. Now, to flip the coin, there are people like me who, YouTube isn't our living, and we have other things we do during the day, whether it be family, jobs, hobbies, whatever it be. However, those big streamers are gonna plow through it within a week, and I hope Endgame is ready at launch, because the last thing I want to see is that the grueling leveling process was just to delay the endgame content that's not even ready. Note, I don't think that's the thing here. I do not think that's the thing here, okay? Please make that crystal clear. I do not think that's what it is. However, I remember Star Wars The Old Republic, how EA and the devs underestimated the players, and the players just plowed through the leveling process, and they were at endgame, and the devs are like, ah crap, we don't even have endgame ready. So I hope a grueling leveling process doesn't cover up the lack of a finished end. My last point is they need to nail combat. If you want me to play this game 4 hours a day for 2 months, your combat better be freaking fun, man. But if the combat is boring, I'm not gonna be able to make it to endgame. This is the end of the video. This is where opinions fly. And I understand I'm super critical of Ashes sometimes. I feel like there's a lot riding on Ashes of Creation. Because I kind of feel like if Ashes flop, that will tell devs that MMOs will not make it. And I feel like the future of MMO rely on the success of Ashes and Riot's MMO. Now, I will openly say that I'm not as worried about Riot's MMO that I am Ashes, because Riot has the money, and I just really think Riot's MMO is gonna knock it out of the park. The one that worries me is Ashes. If Ashes fails, devs from everywhere will see that MMOs are a dying game, and they just won't bother making them anymore. I am an FPS guy at heart, but that being said, I love MMOs. I just love the progression. I love starting from nothing and becoming larger than life. I love raids. I love finding friends in video games. I just feel like Ashes has a lot on its shoulder, and I want it to stick the landing. Hey guys, I just wanted to make some post-edit notes, and something I edited out in the first take was that I understand that there's a fine balance between way too much leveling content that people just get burnt out of your crap, and then there's the other side of the coin of you want the leveling process to be enjoyable because it's about the journey, not the destination. And I totally agree with this. The point I'm trying to get across is I don't want the leveling process to be too hardcore. While I do think there should be enough that way you have fun with it, that it is a little bit of a challenge. I'm just saying, I don't think the leveling process should be the meat of it. I think the meat of the game will be the end game content, the post-leveling process, and all the stuff that makes you stay for the game. When you play an MMO, some of my favorite memories are the leveling process, the new MMO feel. I will never forget going into Limsa Lominsa for the first time in Final Fantasy. I'll never forget going into my first dungeon in Terra and getting that super rare armor suit. And the leveling process is a great chunk of the MMO process. I just don't want it to be so hardcore that people are like, I'm done. As you can tell, I'm very out of practice, and we'll get back into the swing of things. But, thank you for watching, and Artifact out.